today's Advent. I thought I would share it with you. It's day 15. A lovely sleigh with a bag of goodies and a Christmas tree. So we'll hang it on the tree. It's lovely when the Advent tree fills up. Time is going so quickly. And Mr. Claus, but that's not the right one. I thought when I was down in the craft room I would share with you my Christmas Eve cast on. This is the bag that I'm using. It's a lovely linen bag. It was in my celebration box last year from Sherry Iris. This is a lovely hand embroidered, well fed robin. The bag is lined with lovely red polka dot, and the back has a nice polka dot stripe on it. This is the socks that I am casting on for Christmas Eve. I know it says here that it is a Halloween themed sock, but I am going to insert a photograph showing you this sock knit in Christmas colours, and you can see the difference that it makes. So just take a wee look at the photograph. So this pattern is called Inside Amy's Boots. It's a paid for pattern and it's designed by the Lonely Knitter Designs, and it's copyrighted to Laura. So that is the pattern. Some of my friends are going to use the pattern for their Christmas Eve cast on, so I'm looking forward to doing that with them on Christmas Eve. I'll show you then just what I keep inside my bag and the yarn that I'm going to use for the socks. So I had purchased this as my Christmas Eve sock yarn when I hadn't even chosen the pattern. And this is All I Want for Christmas Is You from Ellie of Craft House Magic. It is her high twist blue faced Leicester and nylon base, and it's just beautiful. Yes, it speaks Christmas, but I think if you had it on in the September you wouldn't actually see it as Christmas, but this year with the little hats on it, I think it'll give it away, won't it? So that is the main colour, and then this is the sock mini that came with it, a lovely green. Isn't the twist in the yarn just beautiful? I'm really looking forward to getting my Advent socks finished and getting this cast on. So I need a third colour, and I will show you. I'll show you it. It's also a BFL high twist base from Ellie. I had this left over from some Christmas socks I think I knit last year, and it's going to match. It's going to match very well, I think. It might be a little bit stronger, but I think it'll be really nice. So those are the yarns I'm going to use, and that's the pattern. Then I thought I'll show you just what I keep inside my bag. I have a little lavender pouch that came with the bag. I love keeping lavender pouches in the bag. It really makes a nice scent to the yarn, and just when you're knitting. So I have that. I also have a needle protector. This one here I got on Etsy, and that's the name of the company. See if the web's on the back of it. If you can see, it's really nice, very well made. and the needles that I'm using are going to be Hiya Sharps. I have recently invested in a sock set and I love the sharp tips. So that's the needles I'm going to use. Then my notions pouch that I just happen to have put together for this bag is a tiny tin. I can't remember where I got it. I have a pair of just folding scissors that I keep in there, and then I have a tiny tin with my bulb pins in it. I keep loads of these always when I'm knitting socks. I keep one colour and then I keep the second colour, and I put one of these at the end of the leg in a second colour, and then I put the other one once I finish the gusset decreases, and that means then I know how many rows I have completed for the foot. And I like to put a bulb pin in every 10 rows, or if the pattern repeat is 12 rows, I'll put it in at the end of the pattern repeat. This pattern's stocking stitch, so it'll be every 10 rows. It's so much easier when you're doing the second stitch. So inside the small tin then I have a progress keeper. This is a little tumped, and then I also have my needle for doing the mattress stitch, or sorry, the Kitchener stitch at the top on the toe, because I'll be knitting these top down. So that's what I have in that bag. I do keep a larger notions pouch that has a lot more in it. If I was knitting sweaters, etc., it'll have row counters and maybe my gauge swatch measuring square. I might even have the needle size gauge in there if I'm using different needles, to just make sure I change over both needles to the correct size. There'll be tape measures and things like that, so it's always a bigger pouch, but just for socks that's what I keep. And that is basically, that's all about my Christmas Eve cast on socks, and I hope you enjoyed that. I am going now to finish the dinner and get it the last few bits done for it. And I made some sourdough this morning, or I'm making some sourdough, and I'll have it ready then this afternoon to rest. I have a little work to do in the office, and I mightn't have a lot more to share with you. So today I am going to put in another craft that I have pre-recorded back in November, and I hope you'll enjoy it. So this is another craft idea I've had. I've had this idea for several years, but I've never been able to put it together for the simple reason that I have always been missing this red truck. I love the red truck, and it's very probably American, but it's something I've really wanted to always have. And I found this here on a website called christianbook.com. I was ordering some other things, and it is a tree decoration, but it works perfectly for what I wanted. It's tin, and I am so pleased to have found it. So I thought, when I have that, there's nothing I can do, only try and put this together. This is a glass fishbowl, maybe not the safest thing to have, but it's what I had on hand, and it's been in the roof space in our house for many years, and I think I have everything now to make this look the way I want it and to the scale that's necessary. I looked up on Pinterest, and a lot of the ideas said to use snow. Some people said snow was very mucky and messy to get put together, so I thought, well, we have to have an alternative to mess. So someone else suggested using these here. They're Epsom salts for the bath. And they do work really well. And these ones here have actually, they are French, no, sorry, frankincense and bergamot, and they smell, if you could have TV smell, they smell really, really nice, and they actually add a nice aroma to the room where the bowl's going to sit, so that's nice. So for this I use these. I have this house for a long time. I think it maybe came from Marks and Spencer for anyone that's in the UK. I have my cute red truck. This Christmas tree, if you remember, I had it last year in one of the containers with Grandma sitting knitting. So I salvaged it out of that. I also had one of these, which is a wee skier. He's made out of metal. I think his proportion's okay, but we'll see when we put it together. And I had a string of tiny lights that I'm going to use for the tree. So I was going to put them around the bowl, but I think round the trees better. So we'll add these round the tree. This tree, all the pretend snow's falling off it. So is anyone else making nice decorations for their house this year? I think with not being out and having nowhere to really go when the shop's open again, I don't think I really want to go out. It's nice to have these wee ideas to make. So I'm going to wrap these round a couple of times, like so. Bring it back down to the bottom again. Too busy concentrating on the tree. I'm not sure if it's even in shot or not. There you go. So that's me down to the bottom. Aren't these tiny battery operated lights just brilliant? It means you can put decorations in all sorts of weird and wonderful places that you never thought of. I think they're cool. I turn them off just to. So I'm going to add the Epsom salts then to the bowl, as long as we don't have a spill. So that's one pack, and I'm going to keep it slightly higher to the back to make it look like a hill scene. This is a tree for outside, so obviously it's going to sit outside the house, so it's going to be bigger. So I need to make sure and add it with the pot at the back. I'm going to stick it down into the snow, like so. Yep, and I can push it down in more if I want. So this is the house then that the tree is going to be outside. Make sure it has the door to the front. So I'm keeping it sort of more towards the back. Bring some snow up around it where it has got snowed in. And then my famous car. I just love this car so much. So he's coming home for Christmas. And I'll make it a bit lower at the back so that it looks like he's coming up a drive to the house. Like so. I'm going to take some of the Epsom salts, get them over the car, see how that goes. Maybe one wheel snowed in a bit. And I don't know, I have my little skier. I'm not sure whether I'll use him or not, but I'll put him in to let you see. I sort of had thought he would maybe come down be coming down from the back of the house to see the car arrive, as if he was sort of coming around the corner. So I'll take a look at that and see what it looks like. Yeah. So the tree is obviously sitting out a wee bit more out of the top of the jar, but as I say, I think because you can sort of give the impression it's the tree outside the house, I think we can maybe get away with that. So eventually, after all these years, I've got my globe and my red car. So I don't know, maybe you have some decorations that you'll be able to use, and you can see what they're like. I would love to see what ideas you can come up with. If you wanted to post them on Instagram, it would be really nice to see. So that's another craft that I have done this year. Thank you for watching.